What is going on, everybody? This is Nick here at Y480, and first of all, I want to give a huge shout out to every one of my subscribers. We hit 300. Well, it was like a couple days, and it was 250. Are you guys kidding me? That's great. So we are going to have the 100,000 hut contest come back up, and then we will shoot for another deadline to do the drawing. So keep an eye out for that video, but right now, we are in NHL 16 GM mode. Excuse me, wow. And we won the Stanley Cup last episode. Unbelievable. So cool. All your guys' help has come to fruition. In year 3, we won the Cup. Like, that's insane. We had a 3-year plan to rebuild this team. And I thought maybe, yeah, year 3, conference finals, probably, maybe Stanley Cup final. But we got all the way to the Cup, and we got to touch the Cup and win it, and it came home with us to Edmonton with a lot of help from this guy, Connor McDavid, also Datsuk. But I'm on the contract screen here before the draft because I kind of want to see what we want to draft for the future and also what free agents to look for, because that's one thing we didn't really talk about too much in the last episode. I casually mentioned it, but we definitely are going to want to start figuring this out, because this is the year that might be a little bit of a rebound year that we're going to have to try to figure out what goes on. I don't know if we'll repeat. We definitely could, but cap is going to be an issue because Connor McDavid, we've paid him under $1 million for 3 years, right? Because he was on a rookie deal. He's 21, 95 overall. He's got a ton of time to grow. He's going to be like a 99 overall. I don't even know. Where does he cap off, guys? This is insane. So we're gonna have to pay him. We're probably gonna have to pay him like 10 mil, and that's fine. If he's gonna be 95 plus, that is a good deal because we paid Datsuk 10 mil. But Datsuk did a lot for us in the playoffs, and he definitely was a part of that cup winning effort. So I'm not putting him down. I'm just saying 95 plus overall and an 88 overall who's almost 40. Okay, yeah, we're gonna take McDavid. So that's one thing we gotta look for. Pavel Datsuk is going to be at an 88 when he's asking us for a contract. He might be a little lower, but he's going to want, 88 overall money. But in the preseason, he's probably going to drop to like an 85 or an 86. And then we're paying him, like $8 million as an 86. Like once free agency starts, he's going to be down at that. And we're just going to be, out of luck cap wise. So I was thinking we let him drop to free agency depending on how much he wants. Because if he wants, if he retires at the draft, that's one thing, because we have not had the draft yet. Once again, a reminder. If he retires at the draft, whatever. Who cares? We'll figure it out. If he doesn't, though, and he goes and wants a contract, we can see how much he wants. If it's less than 6 mil, maybe we'll take a look at it because he'll probably want a little more in free agency, but he will drop in preseason. He will. He's just too old. We can look at him right now. And, he's a good player. He's a really good player. I don't want to pay him a ton of money. Definitely not. Marleau's kind of in the same boat. I'm definitely not paying him 8 mil. That was just, I overpaid a lot of these guys because it was that 3rd year. We wanted everybody to either work together to win the cup or have them have a really good year with McDavid, Draisaitl, everybody, Hall, Everly. And just be able to grow the team, Patan, grow the team to a point where people were working with veterans, getting a lot of points, and they grow accordingly to lead the team in the future. Patan, obviously, we want to re-sign. Perron was someone I would like to re-sign. He's only 30 years old, and he's definitely that 2nd or 3rd line anchor that would be pretty cool to have, a two-way player. Glendening, obviously, if we can sign him, let's get him. McGinn's kind of the same way. Slepyshev is still young, so I'd love to have him. And maybe we make a 3rd scoring line and make a 4th grind line. I don't know. I'd like to have more defensive players, though. If Slepyshev goes up to like an 83 or 84, I can definitely see us keeping him. Boyd Gordon, obviously a great player. I'd like to keep him maybe one more year if we can get him for like $1 million like we did last year. Just look at the face-offs for a second here. 90 overall face-offs, still 87 defensive awareness. I know he's kind of boosted right now, but he's still a great player, and he was getting some grinder points, probably right in front of the net, or either shooting it on goal. Looks like Rupert has grown. He was down in the AHL. I'm just going by overall right here. So, like, that's kind of it. A lot of these guys will grow who are expiring. And let's just look at goalies real quick. So, Brissot, I don't think we really need him. We can definitely, if he wants, like, a real contract, like if he wants, like, a one-way contract, which would be ridiculous, which he probably won't. Right now he's on one, but we got to refresh he's a restricted free agent. Maybe, you know, he'll want not too much and we can just re-sign him just in case injuries and that kind of stuff. As for, this is why this was a huge year to win it, because we have a lot of people who are leaving. Nurse being the one elite that we're going to have to try to take care of with a big contract. And if he doesn't grow too much this year, I'm not too concerned. But if we could sign him long-term for like under $5 million, I'd be okay with that because he is going to get good. He's only 23, 3-ish more years of growth, so we can do that. So without further ado, let's get into the draft because we don't really have any others that we really need to worry about. McDavid is obviously the big gun, and then obviously we have these veterans that we can worry about later. But I think we'll be able to clean up a good amount of players, maybe in free agency, and just kind of go that route. So what I'm seeing now, potentially getting a center and potentially getting a winger, because we have those two positions. Check that out. Stanley Cup champions, Edmonton Oilers. I don't know why that came up again. That's fine. Maybe it auto-saved it right before that. Whatever. Either way, we can pick up a winger and a center just to replace for the future. You know, we know if we do get free agents this year, it's going to be for a winger and a center. Probably a second line center and a second line winger or a first line winger, if we can afford it. So we're gonna have to draft those for the future. So I'd like to see what we get to. So remember, we traded for that Philadelphia pick, and we knew we were gonna win the cup, so we have their pick. So I think we're gonna have a decent overall pick, especially for winning the cup. Let's see where we're at real quick. Excuse me, man. We're the 27th pick, so we could have had the 30th pick. We got a 27th pick, and it looks like Philly traded away their pick, or our pick. So 27th overall. So let's go ahead and man, the Wings are back up in the top 3. Oh, look at that. Look at the message center right now. Best of luck to Datsuk, his new future journey as he retires from the game. So we don't have to worry about that, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's all good. And it doesn't say Marleau. Nope, it doesn't say Marleau. The Rangers are trading Lundqvist, but at this point, he's probably like 86 overall. Let's go ahead and just look at our scouted players real quick and just try to get an example of who we could potentially pick up. I know we're not going to get anything insane, especially because it's like this draft. I don't know much about it. 1, 2, 3. So these are the top 5 right here. Top 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So it's this defenseman. Oh, a bunch of defensemen here. Here's a center. This grinder center. He probably isn't going to be like amazing because grinders rarely are, but there's this Datsuk right winger, which would be kind of cool. Bottom 6 forward. He might be a little bit better. Maybe he'll be like a top 9. Wouldn't mind that. You know, he's a right winger, power forward. That could potentially be kind of cool. And we got him decently scouted. I think he'll be a little better than bottom 6 forward. At least it shows that he's going to be in the NHL at some point. And his name's Datsu. You can't really go wrong with that. But he could get picked up a little bit earlier. Who knows? The next one is this Quint guy, who's a grinder. And then there's this left winger, Teratushkin. And then this two-way forward center, which actually, that might be a pretty good idea. I don't know anything about him, though, so he could be anything. So I say we just get up to our point. Let's go ahead and sim these first 3 picks. I just want to see who gets picked. So this Vasyusnov gets... he was that offensive defenseman. First overall. The second is a center playmaker. That would have been nice. Oops. I didn't want to trade for this pick. I didn't mean to. And the third overall pick is an elite goalie for Detroit. Nice. That's awesome. Hopefully it's not a Thomas McCollum on their hands again. So let's sim to our pick. I don't think we need to trade up. We're gonna draft well. We're gonna try to draft well. I'll do the first couple rounds on camera, and then I'll do the rest after, and I'll show you guys what it is. So, first round pick, 27th overall. Let's just go right in and make the pick. Like I said, a center or a winger would be really nice to work out for. Since we did lose Datsuk, we're gonna have to pick up a free agent, and I don't know if we'll be able to afford this free agent long term. So we got to grow in our own organization, especially if we're using Draisaitl down the center again. We want to get him back up to winger because he was really good at winger. So it looks like that Datsuk guy is gone. This Tarek Chushkin guy is still here. And check out this center right here. Macaulay. He's a playmaker. Casey Macaulay. I don't know anything about him, though, but it says first or second round. There's this left wing sniper, which could potentially be pretty cool. I don't know much about him, though, either. It says his skating's really good. His shooting is decent, but they're both low and medium. I mean, he would be a good... he'd be a pretty good player. Left wing sniper from Russia. It's honestly between these two, and I'm thinking about the center a little bit more than the left winger. Because a playmaker center could really complement that second line if he ends up being a top 6 forward. I just don't have him scouted at all. Is he a year younger? He is a year younger. So we potentially have more time to develop him. You know, I think we're just going to have to go with him. I don't know if it's the best choice. It says first or second round. I'm never good at drafting, especially when I don't have people scouted all the way. What about this guy? This is that left. Oh, this is a left wing grinder. No, he'll probably be like he'll definitely be like a bottom 6 forward. That would be nice. Like, that would be a cool guy to pick up, but I'm thinking like future top 6er. So let's do this this guy from Switzerland, right? He was in the he was on HC Davos. I love their jerseys. So let's do him. Let's see where he's at. Top 9 forward. I'll take it. I will take it. Now let's go ahead and sim this pick and see if they took that one guy. Yeah, they took okay, so he's medium top 9 forward, sniper. So actually I'm okay with this because if we get Macaulay to a top 9, I feel like in the top 9 he'll do more damage as a playmaker than a sniper. Considering a third line sniper really isn't what I like to do. I'm probably going to use Slepyshev there. So having another sniper potentially come in with Slepyshev, I'd have to get rid of one of them. So I'm happy with our pick. So let's go ahead to the next pick. Where will we be in the second round? 60th overall in the second round. So the very last pick in the second round. So we didn't trade for any picks in the second round, it looks like. And we're still getting top 9s and bottom 6 here in the second round. So let's go ahead and make the pick for a winger. Let's try to get that winger here. I don't think I'm going to worry about a defenseman or anything until later rounds. Look at this guy right here. 2-way forward, left winger, Loom. Loom is the name of one of my favorite bands of all time. 18. It said I don't know anything about him, so it's going to be tough. But he's a left-handed left winger. There's also this right winger though, power forward. You know what? I'd honestly probably just have Loom because having a 2-way forward in the bottom 6, I like a little bit more than a power forward. Even though a power forward can do some damage, 2-way forwards I just like them. I just always put them on a pedestal. So let's take Loom. Let's do it. See what we got. Come on. Oh, it went to the next round. Shoot. I need to see. Bottom 6 forward. Okay. That's fine with me. He can be a third liner or a fourth liner of the future. That would actually be pretty cool. And if we get him up to a certain point, I'd be totally okay with that. So far, pretty decent. Oh, look at the breaking news in the message center. Zetterberg has been shipped off to the Isles. Wow, dang. And look at Pominville has been traded to the Islanders. Dang, they're loading up. They're going to be a good team. So we get Loom there in the second round. Let's do one more pick. And I'm gonna do the rest of the draft live picks. But if I get something cool, I'll show you guys. But check this out. We've got the 12th pick in the 3rd round. Do we have another one here in the 3rd round? Yeah, we have the 27th pick as well. Do we also have the 30th pick? We do. We have. Okay, I'll do this round, and then we'll do the rest of the draft off of camera. So let's try to get... Let's just see what the best available is. And I'm kind of gunning for maybe we'll go for another winger. Or maybe we'll go for... I don't want to do this goalie. We don't need goalies. I was going to say a defenseman, but this guy, Fernandez, I don't think we need him. No, and I think he'll be like maybe a 7th at best because he's only got some league interest. So let's either do Tarasov or Markstrom here. I'm kind of leaning towards Markstrom, because Tarasov is an exact bottom 6. We have pretty much all of them scouted. He's got good stats, though, but he's 20. And we've scouted him 3 times. I feel like he could potentially be decent. Definitely a bottom 6 player, though. But let's see Markstrom if we have. He only has some league interest, Markstrom here. Yeah, you know what? I think it's actually a better idea to go with the power forward here, Tarasov. What about the sniper from Canada? He's a little younger. Yeah, I honestly think Tarasov will be a good pick because he'll be in the NHL and, you know, he could be a trading asset if we need it. So let's see. It says he's medium AHL top 6. It said he was exact, though. So hopefully that's not true. I don't know. That's kind of strange. I don't know. That's weird. Whatever. He'll be a little experiment for us, if anything, I guess. I think it's because he's old, so it just says like he's not going to get much better. So let's try to pick up a younger guy here. Puka, defensive defenseman, who's 18, high 7th D. You know what? We could run with this actually, because we don't have a ton of defensive defensemen. Yeah, let's get this guy real quick. Antropov, what's he at? Yeah, let's go for he's 18, left wing playmaker. Who's this? Archibald. Justin Archibald. No, never mind. Let's go with Puka and see if he gets a little bit better than the 70, just to pick up a defenseman with all these picks in the 3rd round. So it says he's going to be 70. He might be a little bit better than that. But 70s are really great for trade value. Just to throw in with trades if we're definitely not going to use them. And okay, so the 30th pick in 3rd round, the final pick of this video that I'll show on camera. Let's see if we can snag us another winger. I think a good winger could be really nice. So this E. Neal guy kind of piques my interest because we don't know anything about him. He's got high league interest. He is 19, though, and he's getting up to that point where it's like, I don't know. Haoven, we don't know anything about, but he is 18. I might be thinking of Sean Smith. No, that's not the person I'm thinking of. This Antropov guy is still available, but I think he's got a decent shooting category if he does get better than that. Vitaly Antropov from Russia. I really do like Russian forwards. I don't need another defender. So it's either this playmaker or Neal. I don't know anything about Neal, though. And I know a little bit about Antropov. Let's go with Antropov. Let's just see. I like Russian players. And, you know, whatever. 3rd round. I want to see what we got out of him. Come on. What do we get out of him? Bottom 6 forward. That's great. That's perfect. So, okay. We got some decent picks here in the 3rd round. I'm a little confused about this pick down here, how it says he's an AHL top 6. It's probably because he's 20, but I feel like we could put him right into the AHL lineup, and hopefully he'll get up to a point where he's in at least the 80s as a power forward. We could play him on the 4th line in the future or the 3rd line. So, okay, I will be right back. But for now, these will be all the picks we do in the draft, unless I get like a crazy elite or something later. So I'll see you in 1 second. Okay, so here is our, 2018 draft? 2017? I don't remember. So Macaulay, Loom, Tarasov, Puka, and Antropov were all caught on film, so you guys know who they are. I picked up Jones and Zuskov in the next round, I believe. And those guys were, I think both of those were actually bottom 6 forward, so that's really good. And then Brahani was accidentally picked up in the 5th round because I accidentally hit sim rest of the round or something. But it's like an AHL top 2 defenseman. Hannah is an AHL top 2 defender who had really high league interest. My 180 overall pick was a center, I believe. And then I just had to pick up T Many Guns because that's a cool name, and he's like an AHL top 6 player, so that's not too bad. So pretty cool. Good draft for depth for the future, and saving some money, I believe. So let's get to the re-sign phase right away and see what we have to do. I'll go through it real quick, and then we'll jump to who signed and everything like that. So let's check out who we have to re-sign, even though we kind of looked at it at the beginning of the episode. So let's just go to all expiring and see who needs to be signed. Actually, let's just see by overall because it's way easier. So McDavid obviously needs to be signed. Nurse, Perron, Patan, Glendening, McGinn, Gordon, Slepyshev, and Rupert. And then that's kind of it for the NHL potential players or high AHL players. And then we go down to a lot of these guys who are still kind of growing. I'd like to sign these defensemen. I think Party will drop to free agency. I think it's his time. Not that he's like a bad player, but he's at 77 at 34. He was 80 overall for a while, and that was pretty good as like a 7th D-man, AHL top 2 guy. But Musil and Leduc are kind of going to take over for that. Chase down here, I'd like to sign. A lot of these guys are just depth guys. And then obviously we saw Brissot was the only goalie we had, and I think we'll drop him to free agency. So let's see what McDavid wants first. He doesn't even want 10 mil. Wow. So yeah, we're going to actually save a lot of money. I thought he definitely wanted over 10 mil. But he only wants 2 years. That's kind of the thing. Let's see if we jack it up in years. So if we go to like 8 years, he wants like 10 mil, but he actually wants less when you go to like 5 years. I mean, I do 8.9 for 5 years for this guy. That would take him to 26, and he'd be like, I mean, we'd get 5 years of good production. I mean, I think I might try to offer him long term. I don't really know, because if we want to make a dynasty, you know, that's 6 years with at least 3 or more cups. So if we start it now with our first win, and then 5 years from now with McDavid, we won at least 3 more cups, we're going to need to save some money. So I think I might try to sign him for 5 years, but that's besides the point. I'll try to assign the contracts, and then I will get back to you guys in just a moment. So I'll see you in a second. So I didn't have to go long. McDavid accepted his first offer of 5 years for $8.4 million. So $8.4 million over the course of 5 years, I think, is a very, very fair contract for someone like McDavid. I know we probably could have paid him a little bit less, but I feel like he is a cornerstone of he is the cornerstone of our franchise. And yeah, maybe we overpaid just a little bit, but I honestly think that this was a good contract. And honestly, I honestly don't think it's that high of a price. I mean, we were paying Datsyuk 10 mil last year. Yeah, that was for somebody who, you know, has a reputation and everything like that. But McDavid has been an unreal player for us. Hall and McDavid are going to be that duo. Those, we'll call them the Canadian twins for the rest of their lives. You know, like Zetterberg and Datsyuk were the Euro twins. These guys are going to be here for a long time. So for the next 5 years, let's try to get these guys a few more cups and create a dynasty. That'll be the rest of this series. Hopefully we can just create the dynasty. And so yeah, this was the first attempt at offering him a contract, so he accepted right away. So I'm going to jump back in, but I'll see you guys in 1 second. Okay, guys, I just wanted to show you real quick. We've signed everyone to very reasonable contracts except for Perron and McGinn on the NHL squad, that is. I was just holding out on Perron to make sure we got enough of a cap space amount to sign him because he doesn't want to over 4 mil for the next 3 years, which I'm not too sure about. But if we can get him for like 3.95, I do this for 3 years. Definitely this. I don't think he's gonna really drop that significantly. And an 85 overall two-way guy will definitely overpay for this if we went to free agency. So 3.95. Let's see if he'll take it. And then we will go and do McGinn. McGinn keeps going up in price, oddly enough. He was at 2 mil, now he's at 2.025. I just like an 83 overall fourth liner. I don't want to pay him that much more than like Glendening. And so I'll try to do 1.650. You know, we'll go 675. But I mean, you know what, whatever. 1.7, we'll see if he takes that. If not, we'll have to really do some thinking. Because he was on the bench all year, so he didn't really do anything. And I can understand wanting to get paid, but you know. And then after that, I'll go after all this. So let's just see real quick if they have taken their contracts. And after this, I'll just go in and do the rest of free agency. Okay, this is the final day. That's fine. So Perron is back for a good price, and McGinn is back for a decent price. So I'm just going to go in and sign a bunch of these depth guys, release a bunch of people we don't need, and then I'll get back to you in 1 second. All right, so we signed who we needed to sign, and we're going to free agency. So let's just check out the free agents real fast. It is going by overall right now. So Kaner looks like, Evander Kane, that is, looks like the top one right now. Now, before I do that, we have 5 million, so we couldn't afford him unless we move somebody. But you know, I don't know if we really need him. He would definitely help, you know what I mean? And he's a player that people could build a team around potentially. I'm thinking we go more for like, look, we could totally afford a Neal. James Neal here. Come on. Little laggy. First line forward, 85 overall though. But we could put him on the second line easy. We do have Patan, Butt, and Perron. So we could play this guy on the first line or the second line. But he's actually pretty cheap for, you know, that. We got to also make sure, because if I do a proposed trade here, a lot of our guys might actually, like McDavid could potentially be down in the AHL, so it's not counting his... Oh, never mind, it's not, because we did sign him to a one-way deal. Day is on that, so he's probably going to be up here at 82. We just got to make sure some of these guys who are down in the AHL right now, potentially, these guys potentially could be on the salary cap as well. So we don't want to worry about that. We really don't want to worry about cap issues. We want at least like 2 mil give and go. So I'd like to sign somebody for under 3 mil that could help out. Probably a third liner, honestly. So let's look at this real quick. So centers. Actually, we're gonna use. We have these guys, but Draisaitl I'm probably gonna use as a winger. So we potentially need a wing or a center. We have Gordon for the fourth line. I'll change him to a center. And then we have Glendening for the third line. I'll also change him to a center because I just procrastinated on doing that last year. And so that'll be good. And some of these guys might grow, like this Bronco guy. He might actually grow. And I don't know, but not to a second line center, definitely, unless he jumps to an 86 or something. So maybe we do sign that center. That's what we should probably do. Try to sign a second line center. We could just use Draisaitl and use someone else on the wing. But, you know. So wingers are what we have a lot of. So Hall, Perron, those are the top 6. The first line, second line. Here's our third line winger. And then, it's going by trade value. Let's go by overall. For some reason, it was going by trade value. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Slepyshev just is out of it, but he might grow. Remember, he might grow at the beginning. So will Rupert probably. So McGinn could also be another one of those guys that's scratched all year. We just don't know. And these guys could do that. We have Mitch Callahan down here who could grow to a decent grinder. So left wingers, not a problem. Right wingers, it looks like we have Wait, did it show Gordon down here, left winger? Or did I change him to a center? Am I just missing something? Is he a center? Oh yeah, he's a center. Okay, he's at 82 right there. Why did I miss him? I have no idea. So we have Gordon and Lander. Lander could potentially play, but he's only an 81. He might just stay down in the minors. He never really grew to that bottom six. I mean, yeah, an 81 could be a bottom six, but I was hoping maybe like 83. It just kept saying his role was a minor scoring forward, so I just kept him down there, but he never really grew. Probably didn't have the best of years, but he'll be good depth and he'll help our AHL team. But Boyd Gordon is the center, and then we go to right wingers. I got to change Glendening to a center. So right now we have the 1, 2, 3 right here, and we could potentially use Klinkhammer or Manberg. Manberg actually might be good enough to play because he'll probably grow at least a little bit and could be a third liner. But I think that second line center is what we're looking for. Eberle's probably going to play on the first or second line, and Patan will be a whatever he's not, basically. As for defense, we are totally covered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we've got Day down here, who what's his role right now? Top 6. So yeah, we got to make some decisions. Potentially shipping off somebody, maybe like Reinhardt. I could do with. Because look, he's at an 86 right now. He's dropped a little bit. He's not an elite anymore. So we could ship him off. He's still got decent trade value, almost the highest on the team except for like Day and Nurse. So that could potentially be someone we ship off. We use Day in the top 6, and we use Reinhardt to get either a pick or potentially the cap space to get a good center. If that's the case, maybe we'll save that for the next episode because that could take a little while of planning. I did not mean to do that. And then for goalies, whoops, I passed it, of course. We've got Mrazek and Gillies, and Gillies is probably going to leapfrog Mrazek, so we definitely got to make a decision there. Mrazek won us a cup last year, you know what I mean? And he did steal some games, and he's really cheap. And, obviously Gillies is still on a young gun contract, and I did end up signing Brassat, by the way, just in case there were injuries. Booth got injured or Pascal got injured or something like that. So that's where we're at right now. So let's see who the the top free agent center is. Turris, which we could potentially get. That would be pretty rad. But I'm looking more at like somebody like Little, maybe even Hansel, even though he's only an 84. He could be good. He's got really good face-offs. But he's like a third liner. But he's like, check him out though. Like he's 6'6", got a really good physical and defensive category. That could actually be really cool because we're not looking too much for him to score just because he's a big two-way guy. And if he's on the second line, he's out there a lot. So that could be a guy we could pick up, save some money on, and we wouldn't have like the overalls that we had last year, but we could have, a really big-bodied defensive second line, which Eberle could still be on the second line, so they could still make a splash. Plus, it's a center who's got really good face-offs, so that's another thing to keep in mind. And after that, it kind of drops completely off, with Kruger at 82 being the next center that we could potentially pick up. So let's also look at just the overall potentials here. A lot of 26-year-olds. Here's a top 9 for, so maybe there's a lot of goalies in this free agency. I'm not really sure. Let's just go to highest overall. So Halak, Anderson, that's pretty much it. Then it drops off to that kind of stuff. So you don't need to pick up one of those goalies. There's not even really great potential goalies. So I'm thinking either Hansel or we sell somebody and get somebody like Little or Turris to help us out on the second line. I'm just saying Little because he is a second liner and decent face-offs. He's got good shooting. He's a playmaker, so he'll help Eberle out on that second line. Or do we put Draisaitl back to the second line center and try to work it out that way? So I think I'm going to actually save this for next episode so you guys can help me out because I really need your help on this one. And so please let me know with what we've got so far, I've kind of looked at the players for you guys. What do you think would help us the most? Do you think trading away somebody right now, like a Reinhardt or somebody like Clefbaum or something, to make room for Day to come in? Because Day will probably jump a little bit once preseason comes. We make some salary room, we get somebody like Little, and we try to repeat to get another cup. Little's got some teams interested, so we have to kind of overpay him. Same with Turris. Turris is a really good player, so a lot of teams are going to want him. Two really want him. Also, somebody like Neil, you know, is that somebody we could maybe look into? We don't really need a winger, and he's not too good at face-offs. But, you know, we could get him, and we could put in, you know, Draisaitl not as a winger or something like that. I don't really know. But right now, our top six is kind of solidified, and Patan's like the odd guy out. So do we move somebody Draisaitl down? Do we put Patan up in the top six and not worry about it and try to get like Hansel for that third liner maybe? I don't know. I'm just talking right now. So you guys let me know in the comments below. I know a ton of you guys are watching and I love it. Thank you for 300 subs. Thank you for having this series be amazing. I'm going to post a new series from a new game tomorrow. And hopefully you guys will like it a lot. Remember, we switched this channel 100% to sports video games. That can be anything from racing games to hockey. So let me know, and we will see you next time out on the ice.